this is Bethany with Recherche Kennels, and I'm so excited to introduce to you for the very first time Mr. Brown of Sookie and Eli's litter. Now, Mr. Brown is the smallest boy in the litter, but he is small and confident. Now, Mr. Brown has a very blocky head. He has a very white coat. Actually, this entire litter has one of the whiter coats that we have seen in some of our litters. Now, Mr. Brown is scored on 3 different numbers. He is scored on his dependency, his activity, and his confidence. Now, we know his personality very, very well, and he is scored a 5 out of 10 for dependency. As you can see, he is very cuddly. He's a very sweet boy. He absolutely loves human affection, but he's not overly needy by any means. If you need to have a puppy that's gonna be okay being left alone or that can self-entertain a little bit, he is definitely gonna be that puppy. Now, he scored a 7 out of 10 for activity. He is a bit more active puppy, but not hyper by any means. He's very content, once again, to just cuddle and hang out with you, but he absolutely loves to play, and he's doing very, very well in training. And then Mr. Brown scored a 7 out of 10 for confidence, so he is a confident puppy. Once again, this entire litter is doing very well. They're very confident, so we absolutely love this litter. But for that 7 out of 10 for confidence, he's doing great in training. He's gonna be a more outgoing puppy, so he's gonna do very well if you would like a puppy that's gonna be able to go out, take places. He's gonna be great for that. Now, Mr. Brown is able to go home after completing Puppy Academy. This is training until 12 weeks of age, and he can go home on February 28th. Our next training level is our most popular training level, and that is training until 16 weeks of age, and that is Canine College. He can go home on March 28th. The next training level is our Master's Training Program. That is training until 20 weeks of age, and he can go home on April 25th. And then our last training level is our Doggy Doctorate Program. That is training until 6 months of age, and he can go home on June 6th. Now, if you would like to take Mr. Brown home in between these dates, you can definitely do that, and we will just prorate the difference. Now, there are 2 things that set us apart from any other kennel and any other breeder. And the first is the health clearances of our parents. We only import the healthiest Goldens, and therefore we have the healthiest puppies. Now, if you scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see individual pictures of each parent. If you click on each one of those pictures, it will take you to both Sookie and Eli's individual pages. Now, Sookie is right around 60 pounds and Eli is around 73 pounds. So for Mr. Brown being a smaller boy in the litter, we do expect him to be somewhere in the 60 to 70 pound range. The other thing that sets us apart is our Puppy Training Institute. So what we're gonna show you now is Mr. Brown through training. We're gonna show you some videos of him, as well as we're gonna summarize our Puppy Training Institute.
Our Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're gonna show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That it builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training it's a little bit harder to show is car training, and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do Canine Good Citizen. They're all very good trainers, and we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now, we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer, they can hold their place longer, they can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only, and so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Kuranda cot. You will definitely want to buy a Kuranda cot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The 2 other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training. And this is where we work on the most important area of potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate. And a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out. And a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously, the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area, where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute.
Now, if you're interested in Mr. Brown, scroll down and read through this entire page. You will see photos that we took of him today. Now, if you look above those photos, you will see his individual pricing. Now, in this video, we're going to show you an example of pricing. This is not his individual pricing, so you want to make sure that you go to his page to see the pricing that is directly for him. Now, if you scroll all the way down, you will see a link that says puppy application. Click on that link that says puppy application and go ahead and fill that out and send that in to us. You should hear from someone within 24 hours. If you do not, please reach out to us and let us know, as we may not have received that puppy application. Now, we thank you so much for taking the time to see Mr. Brown of Sookie and Eli's Litter. God bless.